So this is a mock-up of our prototype automated manifold system. Ideally for sale in the future, but primarily constructed with an eye for use here. This is sort of approximating our vacuum chamber. We have our 3cm doing the reading through the screen. We have a bullseye here monitoring what we probably call the floor line. This is a bleed valve to introduce ambient air. A flow meter that we can crank to get a little bit more flow in just for fun if we want to. Here's the dynamo. We have our vat valve throttling, or rather closing off the space in between the open turbo and the rest of the system. So this valve is going to trip at a set point in which it wants to protect the turbo at. So anything above that, the turbo will be shielded from all that extra gas. And then the roughing pump here has a throttle type valve on it that will either allow it to pull on the system or shut it off, and then we have another bullseye monitoring it here. And what we're doing is we're giving it set points through DigiVac. What's it stand for, Tim?
DigiVac User Communication Protocol.
Something protocol, yes. So we're sending it commands that Will has engineered in his hieroglyphics in order to control what the valves do at whatever set points we're telling them to do.
So right now we're at 10 millitorr. What do you say we want to control at 1 torr? And normally, if you wanted to do this, you'd have to do a few things. You'd have to make sure that you're using the right pump, because right now we're using a high vacuum pump to get below the whole medium vacuum pump. Here, we just say go, and we're going to keep everything nice and safe. So what's happening now is that valve is closed, so it's protecting the high vacuum pump. We're actually using the medium vacuum pump to regulate at 2 torr. And let's get a screen here so we can see it.
I think it might be, I don't know what it is. It might be
Single
about-
sensor? Is it single sensor, Will? Is it on?
Usually the single sensor
Yeah, I think it's
screen,
single
yeah.
sensor. It'll show the blended. Yeah, perfect.
That's just control. So we just controlled the 2 torr, and now we control the 10 millitorr, now we're going to control the 2 torr. So let's control something else. Let's go to 0.5 torr. And now that's controlling the 0.5 torr. And now we can do SPS equals 0.1 torr. So now we're switching vacuum pumps because we want to go lower. We have our crossover point for the 2 vacuum pumps at 200 millitorr. So we're above 200 millitorr, that rules. Below 200 millitorr, our big fat turbo rules.
So only one of them is pulling on the system at the same time, correct?
Yep. And now it's controlling pretty nicely at 100 millitorr, I have to say.